Hello, everybody. My name's Chachi. That's Tom. Welcome back to another show of In Our Humble Opinion. We're going to talk about some camp stuff and also a little bit about the new EA football games coming out, mainly the college ones,
EA Sports.
since the, since the Madden's not out yet, so we'll see. But first, let's start with what we've seen from camp so far. A little quick show. It's the off season still. We really don't have much to talk about. Tom, anything you see from the Packers? Sorry about
Yeah,
my
so the
hair. I look
Packers have,
crazy.
the Packers have had 3 practices and no pads. I don't know if they did shells yesterday, but I think like the biggest news from them really is like Tucker Kraft came back
Okay.
off the pup list, and he's in a contract negotiation, so it's kind of interesting that he actually is out there practicing. But I like it as a leader, right? Like that's one of the things I think Green Bay this year, it's so weird. Like, we talked about it on a few of our shows. I don't know what to expect out of them because it's like players need to make jumps. That's kind of where we're at with them, right? Like, they have all the talent in the world. They really do. There's some question marks. I'd say their offensive line, just like the depth, because they seem to get banged up. Jordan Morgan's now officially taken over at left tackle, which I still think, I don't know why everybody's questioning it because Rasheed Walker was terrible. Um, but not having Parsons right away, I think is a problem. It might be a problem, but so far that's actually like again, it's without pads, so just take it with a grain of salt, right? Like, Lucas Van Ness has been dominating without pads, so it's so funny because it's like that's like a lot of the reporters are just like, yeah, these guys are making plays. You see the athleticism, and it's like, yeah, it's just like the combine. You see it. Then once you put pads on, it's night and day different. So,
No, it is. It's a different game.
I think what was interesting, these are more interesting storylines. So Keyshawn Nixon, I swear he did a hold in for one day. He had a hamstring tweak, which normally means like, bro, you're out like a week. Bro, this guy was out for one practice and came back full go. And I'm like, so you were trying to do a hold in for a contract, and everyone's like, that's fine, we'll just let Cisse and Valentine take over and you can do whatever you want. We're not paying you any more money at the age of 30. And I'm just like, that was an amazing move by the Packers. And then just to see, like, Nixon's like, yeah, okay, I'll go practice.
That's kind of funny.
Like, and you're done. Because that's all you do anymore is these guys hold in. Because they get fined so much by actually holding out.
You're funny.
So
That's
unless
true.
you're doing some crazy, like,
Yeah, I'm interested. The Ravens always like for the Ravens they were saying that the GM was talking about how they might make a move for a center or something, but I think they're gonna stay pat. I don't see them doing that. Like they
well,
would all have.
they got that guy from the Browns, right? Or used to be on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Browns.
yeah. Yep.
That got off, which I think is,
Oh,
to
dude,
be
dude, you know
fair,
how lines are.
Josh, to be fair,
We
you
got
don't need an insane center.
no, 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 no.
You
Oh,
need, you know, you need a guy that knows what he's doing and just doesn't get killed.
no, I agree.
Your guards are what matter.
The Ravens.
Matter
My
because
thing with the Ravens is it's just like you said with the Packers. I agree. The Packers were like you said. We got to see some guys take a step up. They have a lot of potential, but like you said, there's some. I think we talked about it last time. Jordan Love for me is the guy that one of the few players on the team that like I don't have a lot of questions about because he's not coming back from an injury. He's played really well the last 2 years. He's pretty. I'm pretty okay with him. I'm there in a good spot with him. I think he gets a lot of crap that he shouldn't get, honestly, but that's it. That's for another
yeah.
day. Yeah, I think they're
No,
a very fun team to watch,
the
though.
only thing I want to add to that
But the
is
Keyshawn
Love's
Nixon's
actually had a very good.
camp.
What's yeah, his throws have been. I mean, again, it's not pads. You're not seeing a real rush and stuff, but it's actually
Yeah.
amazing just what's happening. Um, and this actually might be the first camp where fingers crossed, man, he just goes into week 1 healthy.
Right, right.
That's
That's our issue too. Like,
fingers crossed.
we gotta keep we gotta keep our
That's all I got, man, on the Packers. I think it's just like, dude, they put pads on tomorrow. That's where
Yeah.
you're gonna start saying, okay.
Well, that's the same thing for the Ravens. I want to see if Mike Green's actually like took a step, like because for a rookie where he came from, like that little school, what is it called, Marshall, right?
He's Marshall.
That's not a bad first year. He had flashes. I didn't expect him to be running around sacking everybody, but you want to see the step up from him. Um, you want Trey Hendrickson to do what he does well, like get sacks. That's really why you brought him in. I think Calais Campbell was a good move for team leadership because he will keep people accountable. And I think you said it, Tom. He's still a pretty good player too. You know, you rotate him, but he can block kicks.
He's really good. He's really good against the run.
And
yes, on like specials, he can provide a little bit on like field goal block and stuff. Yeah, totally, dude. That was a great pickup, man.
And he's going to keep everyone accountable. He's a winner, man. He's won a lot. You know, I know he don't have a Super Bowl, but he's been on some good teams. He really has.
Yeah, man. No, I was hoping Green Bay would bring him in because they had Gannon, but I think you start getting into, well, where do you rotate him in? And you have, they had Hargrave and Wyatt, and it's like, okay, so where is he rotating in?
And Matabuke, Ravens.
Would you rather just develop talent?
Ravens have their guy with like the Parsons situation with actually more of a mystery. Matabuke, man, where they say he's coming back, but how healthy? It's kind of a mystery, right? They're just like, oh, he's coming back, but you don't really know. Like, what is he? Is this like a career-altering injury, or is it just like, hey, we let him heal up, he's gonna come back just rusty? I don't know how it works. Is it like the injury's gonna make him play less of a player, or is he gonna just be like Micah's gonna be like rusty, trying to figure out if he? But you understand what I'm saying? It's a weird thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, neck injuries are definitely, I think, different than ACLs.
They're scarier, yeah.
Get some confidence, but I think Micah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Watching Tucker Kraft, everyone's like, dude, he's running fine. And I'm like, I think it's just
before you get hit, it's a mental thing.
All these guys, it's a mental block. You got it, because, dude, it's surgically repaired. You're fine.
It's about getting hit.
Did you overtrain too much?
True, very
that's
true.
That's what I'm really like with these guys. Is I'm more worried about. Normally, like you get a secondary injury because you've overdone it. Yeah, dude, Matabuke, that situation's weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, hey, he's off the pup. And you're like, well, what the heck does that mean?
Yeah, that is like such a mystery. Such a mystery.
I hate the NFL in this day and age with
dude, because if you tell me he can be 75% of the player he is eventually this season, that helps a lot, right? That he used to be. That's huge because he's a very good player. But am I going to get that? And my other thing with the Ravens is Malachi Starks showed you some really good flashes last year. And that's kind of the jump that Hamilton made in his second year to be a great player. Can he make that jump? Because then you got two safeties that are really good, and that makes it tough on offenses. Because then you have a center fielder, and then you can just let him roam if that happens. Same thing with Wiggins. If Wiggins makes a step here to being an elite corner, now you got something. Because you know what, Marlon gets a lot of crap, and I know he didn't play great last year, but he's still a guy that makes plays. And him being your number two, if you have a number one established, is not a bad guy to have in a slot. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of ifs here.
It's a hell of a lot better than what Green Bay has at corner.
Yeah, it's a lot of ifs with the Ravens.
I would take.
And Tom knows this. Tom knows this better than anybody, right? We always talk about it. We do all this that's why we don't do power rankings, right? You can show me all this stuff on paper. Here's the problem with football: injuries happen. You don't know what's going to happen there. It's always a what if, right? If everyone's healthy, but everyone doesn't stay healthy. That's the thing with this sport. It's not like every other sport. Someone's going to get hurt. People are going to get hurt. Seasons are going to end. It happens every year. Some great player is going to tear his ACL. We always see it. Achilles and ACL. It's going to happen. Someone's going home. Tom Brady lost the season because of it. Everybody does. You couldn't even hit Tom Brady and he got hurt.
And then also, what people forget is Matt Castle came in there and they honestly should have been in the playoffs.
That was a weird season.
Back then, you only had 6 teams, but they won 11 games. Right? Yeah. It was, Josh, to your point, you never know, right?
No, no.
I would say too, development's not linear.
No.
Right? That's the hard. Everybody just assumes. Sometimes people take this massive jump in 3 years and it's just all.
Well, the fun thing with the Ravens too, I think we talked about it. It's a team with a new coach. Sometimes that really rejuvenates a team. Sometimes it takes a while. You really don't know. It's a very coin flip kind of deal. They could come out. Remember in 2008 when they got Harbaugh and they started firing right out the gate? Everyone was like, oh, they're not going to be that good, and then they made the playoffs and were tough out. Happens sometimes, man. It's weird. You never know.
But it was so interesting because they did some very unconventional, like they were kind of like that year was so weird because you had the Ravens doing very unconventional things on offense, just like Miami was, right?
Yep.
Like because they had what is his
3 running backs.
Tony Sparano. I call him Sparano, but
Soprano. Yeah.
yeah, no, like seriously, like it was so unique and it was odd and it caught the NFL by surprise when you'd run the Wildcat like the Ravens did it. Like, I still remember that first game when I was like, oh no, Flacco's going to break his shoulder when he dove for that ball from Troy Smith. But it was like, oh man. And you could see, like, hey, they were just let Flacco manage the game, but that run game was insane with Cam Cameron.
Oh, they had 3 running backs, too. That was nuts.
McClain running for 1,000 yards with, like, Willis McGahee and Ray Rice, wasn't he a rookie?
Yeah, he was catching passes and making plays. Yeah, Ray Rice, yeah, rookie.
Dude, they had, like, this 3-headed monster that no one could stop. I still remember that Dallas game, the last game in the old Texas Stadium, when it was like, night-night, boys. They had, like, it was like Willis McGahee or Ron McClain ended it on, like, a 92-yard touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that dude. I miss when Prime.
They ran the ball up and down that.
Dude, I miss when Prime. I miss when Prime was doing games. He was pretty funny. Leon was fun when he was in the booth. He was hilarious.
Dude, you know, you got any other updates on the Ravens? I got nothing on the Packers.
The last thing is, I think we talked about it before we talked about it before the show, and it could be nothing. And I want to make it clear, Tyler Loop, I am all in. I hope the guy does great. I don't want anyone to struggle like that. But the criticism was fair at the end of the year because just you got to look at the optics. You never missed a kick inside 50 yards until that. If he makes that kick, Tom, he had a great rookie season. Not an okay one. Great one. So I want to make it clear. He still had a really good rookie year. He did. He just picked the wrong time to miss. And my issue with that is, I think we were talking about it, kickers are weird, man. He's got to, like, come out with the confidence because when they lose it, sometimes they're just done. Like, I hope he's okay, and I think he will be. But it's going to be interesting to see because apparently, like Tom's saying, I saw that he missed a lot of kicks yesterday. Had a little trouble yesterday. Missed some kicks. I know that ain't the stadiums he used to play it in, and he's not going to play there, so maybe that's what it was. It was pretty windy yesterday. Had some gusts.
I don't know if it's windy, but I know, like, when I got recruited by Maryland, and I went to Maryland camp, too, that open end of that stadium's weird. Okay. It's just a big gap, and, like, the stadium's in a bowl. So you might, and he was just barely missing them. So it's like he's tinkering. Like I think That's why I say take even the misses with a grain of salt too. Yes, like I mean, hey, look, you're not in the situation the Packers are in where they said, hey, we had McMisses, Haversick, and Smack, but we're gonna go with Smack. And then they've now cut everybody, and it's like, yep, we're just gonna go with Lucas Haversick.
I think
with Trey Smack. And what's funny is in the first camp day, they just literally lined up no rush, had him kick 3 field goals from like 30 yards, and made them all to dead center. But you're just like, okay, we're gonna try to just build this guy's confidence up because.
I think the Ravens have. I think both teams have a lot of potential. I think the Ravens, the one thing they have going for them is their division's very like winnable, honestly. So that's where the pressure comes for them. I think a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, you're not. We don't know about your team, but that division's very. It's there. Like the Browns look like they're going to be a cake walk. They don't even. They're about to start their bad quarterback because they're just like. We paid him a lot of money. We have to give him a shot to salvage something.
Oh, it shows you Shedeur Sanders ain't that good. I don't know why the media, other than it's Deion's son, keeps wanting to talk about this guy. Like, if he was the clear winner, right, then he should have it at this point, right? Like, that's what I can't figure out.
But I also think
if he's that good, then why does it matter?
Yeah, I agree, but I also think it is some of that too. I like, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's like the greatest prospect or anything, but I do think a lot of it is we tanked on this. This was a terrible deal. Like it's not even probably. It is the worst contract ever because they gave him all that money.
Every owner in the NFL's pissed because what ended up happening was now all these quarterbacks. It's reset the market to an insane level. Jimmy Haslam did like the dumbest. He did the dumbest.
Yes,
move,
dude. That's why
when NFL owners all collude together against the players.
Tom, when Lamar
and he went rogue and just did something that made zero.
Tom,
like,
when they gave Lamar,
I get that.
when
but
they
you don't give a guy a $200 million contract guaranteed.
Tom, that's why. Do you remember on the show I was always telling like everyone when people were getting on Lamar, I was like, you can't be mad at Lamar. This is Haslam's fault because Lamar was doing that because he was like, hey, you gave this fucking guy. Excuse my language. You gave this guy $220 million guaranteed. Lamar was like, I'm better than him. What are we doing? Like, where's my money? Like, and I get it. He did the right thing, and he ended up getting paid well. But even Lamar like conceded a little bit. But I'm like, I can't blame him because, like you said, that's his fault. Like, don't get mad at him. Y'all need to look at him like, dude, you screwed us. Because how could our owner, I love Bisciotti, but how could you really go up to Lamar and be like, hey man, you ain't as good as him? It's like, bro, come on, bro. I'm younger. I've won more than him. What are we doing? Like, what?
No, exactly.
I don't have 35 sexual assault allegations. Like, what are we doing?
But also, Deshaun Watson, honestly, may have had a top 10 quarterback year once in his career.
Yes.
I've always said he got bailed out with guys like Hopkins, and he really was never like.
I mean, I think he was good at some point, like for like 3-year run, but then you could see where the down tread was coming because he was doing too much off the field. Okay, regardless, maybe some of these allegations are BS. I don't know. I wasn't there, but regardless, he moving crazy.
You sure about that?
He's moving crazy, buddy. Regardless, 68. It's something crazy. Excuse me, I don't have the exact numbers. I'm sorry if I'm off. But this many allegations, you cannot say all of them are people lying. Like, maybe some of them are people like, hey, I'm going to get in on this, some of these girls. But I'm like, I don't know, bro. That's a lot. And not only that, it is kind of fishy, my man. It's like Justin Tucker's. Like, bro, they made a rule for that man at the Ravens. So it's like, everyone's got to have their massages here because of how you're acting. It's like the same thing with Watson. It's like, bro, they got massage therapists for the team. He's like, they're not good enough because I want a random girl on Instagram. Like, bro, that's weird that you're like. Anyway,
Yep.
Just saying. So that's why I remember we were talking about it. Me and you were both like, you guys can look it up on the shows at that time. We were like, I can't get on Lamar because you guys are over here giving this dude $220 million guaranteed. His mom was like, his agent and his mom, who's his mom, was like, come on, bro, my kid is. Let's be serious right now.
At a minimum, my kid doesn't do sexual assault.
Yes,
so
she's like, my boy. That's his mama too. You know, his mama was standing on that. She was probably like, look, my boy's a good kid. You got you over here giving him all this money. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no. I don't disagree with you, Josh. I'm sure they're trying to see, like, is there anything left that we can just get out of Watson?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just going to straight up cut him.
Yeah, bro.
Because it doesn't matter, because no team.
I mean, you could see where they're going. They're tanking. They are tanking, bro.
I think the NFL
They're tanking.
told the Browns and also the other teams, like, no, you are not playing the game of trading Watson for debt to just move dead cap.
Yes, dude, they're tanking too because that's why they traded Myles Garrett. They're tanking, bro. And here's the thing.
Yeah, no, they're tanking because they have a new stadium in the 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
And here's the thing.
Totally are. And they'll have an okay team with a ton of potential when that stadium. Opens,
dude, if you can keep that defense together,
they'll be the same old Browns.
If you can keep that defense together, it's still really good. Like Del Pitt, that was a good signing. I saw that. He's a really good player. He's played really well for them. What Del Pitt, Ward, their secondary is really good. I can't even hate.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, look.
I mean, poor Denzel Ward is basically.
So you can't walk into a year, and they drafted. Having Jared Verse and Graham, they're still gonna have a.
I was gonna say Graham, Jared.
Front four, but I gotta tell you, man, Jared Verse is not happy being there. I wouldn't be, dude. It's like, I'm on the team that's gonna go win a world championship, and they basically said, here.
Dude, you can't score. They can't score.
Get my old ass Myles Garrett.
Bro, they can't score, bro. They can't score. It's the problem. Because look, we can get on Shador and Deshaun Watson, who aren't great. Okay, fine. But the rest of that offense is pitiful too. It's just who am I throwing to? Jerry Jeudy? Like what are we doing?
Well, honestly, it's not the weapons at this point. Like they're not great, but you could use them. They're no killer for them now.
Yeah.
Their whole offensive line basically is gone.
No,
and they
that's
had guys that were all pros.
Dude,
They're
you have
going.
a bad quarterback behind a bad offensive line with like minimal weapons. Because now your tight end's good, Fannon's good, but I'm like your running back's pretty good. But what's a running back's the most dependent on their line? If they have nothing, I mean, unless you're Barry Sanders, you're not
Yeah.
doing much. I mean,
No, it's not. Like, that's going to be their killer. They got to get an offensive line together. Like, this could be as abysmal as, like, the Raiders' offensive line last year. Just
yes,
being transparent. That's how bad. That's what you're looking at.
yes, no, 100%. Yeah, dude. So I mean, the Ravens, you have a good shot just because your division's not great. I mean, Pittsburgh's probably your only big, and Cincinnati. But then we're doing the thing again where what frustrates me with like rankings with everything. I like Joe Burrow, but how you blame Lamar's injury history, you look at him like he's Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow's way worse right now. And I'm like, I don't get that. Like, he's just going to be healthy now. I hope he is, but I'm like, guys, it's kind of weird how the media looks at him sometimes. I'm like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. I love Joe Burrow, but I'm like, he has a like super concerning injury history because it's everywhere. It's not like oh his knee's
Well,
bothering him. It's his knee,
yeah,
his
but no,
wrist.
also, I mean, I'm also going to be fair, though. I don't think, Joe Burrow had that in crazy run, but start taking away, like, a Jamar Chase and all that.
Yeah, no, it's
I
fair.
just don't know. Like, the difference is when you look at Aaron Rodgers at his career and you're just like, he's always, like, how I always look at it is I look at, like, Favre and Rodgers because they always made bad receivers look average because of just how they can elevate a team. Same with Lamar, dude. Like, you think when they had like Nelson Aguilar and he had like this renaissance for like 2 years.
Dude, what
With the
about when they
Ravens,
made 2019
right? Like,
when he won the damn MVP and all those people were out the league? It's not even that long. It's like 6 years ago. None of them are here because they weren't that good.
no,
But
exactly. So like that's where I'm like,
no offense to him, I think Boykin got screwed. Like I think he could have been a good player. The Ravens just
I don't know, man. You know what? Like, sometimes, I mean, in the NFL, it's just tough. You only have 46 spots on
yep
game day.
yep.
And I think sometimes these guys are really good. It's just like,
My last point I want to make is like me and Tom talk about this all, and Tom played so like at a high level. It's a team game. I'm tired of the media making it like all one position. Like quarterback, I get it. It's very important, but damn, y'all sit here and the way they talk about it's like if the quarterback's winning the games by himself. I'm like, no. Josh Allen, Lamar, Jordan Love, Mahomes, all these guys, they're really good. But they're one person. Your team has to step up. When the Chiefs won, the Chiefs have been winners, but that's because the
just look at what
coaching
happened in Chicago last year. Love played out of his mind,
and they lost. Yes,
and they lost.
and it wasn't his
Because
fault.
your defense
Hell no.
literally couldn't stop Caleb Williams from just making stupid, ridiculous throws.
Yep. Then all you had to do is make one
and
play.
not sacking him when you needed to sack him. You can blame it on not having Michael Parsons your whole time, but it's like, no, at some point,
Yep.
you guys got to step up and play. And your defense when the Green Bay won the Super Bowl, they had a defense that could close games.
Well, give the Rams credit. Like in that playoff game, they made a mistake. He made a great play to in the back of the end zone to the tight end at the end of regulation. But then look how they stepped up in overtime. They made the interception when he made the mistake. The guy was there. He picked it off. They came back and made a play. That's what you got to do.
Exactly. I mean, they had like the Super Bowl. What was nice is because I was on that cruise ship when I was and I'm kind of glad because I really didn't need to watch that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was trash.
Dude, no one's going to remember that Super Bowl in like 10 years. I'm telling you. You're going to have to be like, oh, yeah, when the Seahawks won.
Dude, the Patriots, you know what? The sad thing is the Patriots' defense was phenomenal.
Yes.
I think
it was their offense.
You had... No, dude, what was a killer was...
May did not play well. He really didn't.
Dude, but he had no time.
He did.
Dude, Campbell and that other guy on the left, that left guard that looks like he should play linebacker because he's not big enough.
Oh, Campbell, dude.
Awful.
Campbell, those short arms are really hurting him, man. Like, he can't grab people.
Well, it's not just he can't grab him, dude. He's kind of a wuss.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. He got bullied, and he didn't look like he wanted to deal with it.
But how did he get into the top 5 though? Because even if I remember correctly now, I might be wrong. I remember you telling me you weren't so sure about him when we were doing like the draft stuff because you were just like, I don't know, man. He doesn't play like you said, like he doesn't maul enough, right? And that's sometimes you need that.
No, I mean that's like the whole NFL. Like that's all these linemen anymore. I mean even in my era, everybody runs zone. We still ran counter, right? But like my strength when I was in college was not mauling people. It was I can get my body on you and drive you off the ball
You were
about like
quick.
a half yard.
Okay.
But like we had guys that could truly just move guys two,
Oh
three
yeah, well
yards
you
off
had
the
a
ball.
you had
That
a
was
top.
never my strength. My
You,
strength was truly quickness to get where I needed to go,
yeah,
and I
Will
knew
Rackley,
the
right?
angle I needed to take.
You had Will Rackley on your line, right?
Yeah, dude, that guy was. I even had guys like, you know, I had guys like Keith Schauder, like nobody's gonna know this on this podcast. Troy McKenna, like freaking Matt Lippincott.
We're going deep dive, baby. Listen.
Yeah, I'm going in the coffers, and I'm blanking Vinny Pellegrini. I'm missing.
But
so
you know
many
what?
names.
You know what? Tom's
These
making
guys
Tom's making a good point, right? So my issue with the NFL, right? We do all this stuff with
Yeah.
because you played a position that I think's actually the most important. Because if you look at every team that ever wins anything, your line has to play well. Like there is no team that's ever won where their offensive line is terrible. You can't. You're not going to win because they don't get all the like credit because it is like that is the most team thing when they're working together well. That's when they're great because everybody knows how each other plays. The chemistry's great. That's when a line is great. It's not the greatest five to assemble. It's the greatest guys that like get along on the line. Center runs the show, tells everyone what's going on, and they all work in unison, right? I'm gonna push him over here to you. I'm gonna take the blitzer over here. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful, man. If you watch that, it's like when they block it up right, it's beautiful, man. The running back takes the blitzer.
Yeah, and it's all cohesion, Josh.
Yep.
That's what it ends up being, right? Like one of the things I want to be like really clear on is
yeah, let you talk. You played it, man.
you know, like that's where I think like why the people with the Packers are like you don't know because there's all these like bets you're taking on people developing. But the thing is like that team has played a lot of ball together, right?
Yeah. Oh. Sure.
And that's what matters. I don't think people underestimate. People really do. So with the offensive line, like one of the things the Packers struggled with last year is there's just every week there's a different lineup, and you see teams in the NFL. Sometimes they do okay because you have a veteran that's a backup that can actually play pretty well, right, and just fill in. So like at Lehigh, I think we always had such good offensive lines because we focused on development. But like think when I was a junior, I played guard, but when I came in, I was always a center.
Yeah.
So I had all this experience at center. So in the spring, my offensive line coach was like, dude, you're the starting center.
Shout out Parkville High School. Tom's a legend.
No, when I was in college, right?
No. I'm just saying when you got recruited from there.
Okay, I was a tackle. Like seriously, the game that playing the All-Star game, playing center, that's what, and just showing like, dude, I can play any position.
Yep.
And I'm willing to, is what got me. And it's just like, dude, I'll take a risk. I don't care. It's like, dude, get on the field, play, compete. So, but like our offensive line coach, he's trying to just, hey, I want the best five out there and how I do it. And he got a lot of people experience. But when we were at our best is when we had a consistent five.
Yep. Okay.
Because it truly is like you start to learn each other's strengths, weaknesses. Like I said, some guys can maul people off the ball. Right? Some people, you know, like my sophomore and junior years, we had more of a mauler offensive line. We had guys that would just our short yardage play was power. We would always get 5 yards. Nobody could stop it. You had. I am so mad I'm blanking on her name right now, and it's going to kill me. We had two incredible guards, and then Jim Liebler was the center, and they just. And you had Will Rackley a tackle, so if you did like a deuce, oh my goodness, right at the Will Rackley side, forget it was over. It was just like, you know, because Will could come in, that guard would lift him up, and the guard's role is so important because he's got to lift the guy. And then when you have a talent like Will, you can just come in and just like obliterate the dude.
Well, I always remember like Ogden on the Ravens, man. Like you couldn't do nothing with that guy. He's so big, man. He just would get you, and then
because like the zone games truly get guys horizontal. You want to get lift, but you're not. You're really just running on an angle.
Yep.
Right.
I think
counter are amazing. ISO, because guess what? This is
Hmm.
just, I'm going to crush you, right?
And
But so we ended up though,
mhm.
Josh, like but like I think like one of the smartest things my offensive line coach did all the time was, hey, making sure that like guys are getting experience. And it made like that's why our senior year we were still like really good, is because we had a lot of guys that play a lot of football. So
And to Tom's point, like look who won the NCAA championship last year. Like experience matters. It really does in every way of football. It's really big. That's why like when you have a really rookie laden team, especially in the NFL, people are like, I don't know, man, because this is a learning experience. You know, you're gonna learn that. Welcome to the NFL moment. Every player has one,
oh,
right?
and the NFL too. Like the difference in the NFL is like there. I will say this:
Hmm.
I could compete in a college game still.
Hmm.
Maybe not as quick, definitely not as strong. Like those guys are strong, but there's a difference between 36-year-old strength and 22-year-old strength.
Yes.
Right? I think there's a massive difference. And like, so I know I could probably survive a drive. The problem is the next day I wouldn't be able to move. I'd be dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But and like, trust me, I would get crushed, guys. Like, I'm not trying. I don't want to. I don't want to
You're
like
just
I could
saying the
just walk out
NFL's
walls out
different,
there,
right?
dude. I'd make so many dumb mistakes. What I'm saying is I could somewhat do it because I had the muscle memory and training of over 10,000 plus hours of doing it,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of that's what plays into this. And some of it's natural given talent, and then some of it truly is, hey, you have like that strength and things like that. But you could do it. But that's why those guys, like seriously, the whole Indiana thing, why a lot of people were kind of ticked, is like, dude, Indiana's just playing with like 23 and 25-year-olds versus like 19-year-olds. You're like, yeah, there is a difference. I will tell you, when I was a freshman and I had a nose guard, this guy looked like, um, he was like 270 soaking wet, but he looked like a model, right? Just like completely ripped. I got put on my back, dude, and I weighed like almost 290. Dude, again, because I was a freshman coming into college, I didn't have muscle like these guys do. When I was a senior, it's a lot different, man. So that's why you go through all that training. You got to put in all that work.
Yep.
But
Anyway, I think it's going to be a good season for the Ravens and the
you know,
Packers to watch. It's going to be fun. We're going to, as always, go over the whole league, but you know that's our main team, so you're going to hear more about them than anything else. Yeah, it's going to be a fun year. We'll get really into it in the coming weeks because we're going to have, like Tom said, padded practices. Then it's preseason, which is going to be fun. Then the real work begins for me and Tom because then we got every week we got some stuff to talk about. Man, it's gonna be great. I think we're gonna end the show this week talking about what's going on with Madden. Right, it's gonna be fun.
yeah, I mean, college football's been out. I think like there's some gameplay things they fixed. I enjoy the game. I've always enjoyed the college
Oh
football
yeah,
game. I
I
think
think
it's
it's actually really solid.
um,
I'm
yeah,
interested to see what they're gonna do with like the road to glory like going into Madden, maybe something new, or is it going to be the same thing? Like how the draft works with that? That'll be.
yeah. I
I'm
will
all,
tell you, playing the Madden beta like franchise mode, they did put a lot of work in the
I,
scenario
I was
engine.
gonna
But
say, and
like,
it's fun on franchise mode to like bring in the draft classes from there, especially now because they have the names. It's really cool. So that's kind of fun.
yeah, I'll say what I don't. Yeah, again, there's always that, there's always the folks that are just like, guys, it's like, it's just a roster update. It is, guys. Like, everybody knows what Madden and college football are, right? Um, I will say this. I'm always fine with critiquing stuff. I'm happy the community and all those content creators, like, told EA, like, no, absolutely not. We're not putting microtransactions in offline modes.
Yeah, it's crazy
It's ridiculous.
if I'm
EA, stop, because you got bought out by some company in India or Saudi Arabia or whatever, you're not good. This is not how we're playing the game. Okay, like you're going to,
no, I agree.
But then I do. But you know what? Also, Kurt brought up a really good point with both Madden and my college football. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox in a second. It's just people. I think a lot of people like to complain, just to complain. It's like, dude, play those games for what you enjoy. They ain't perfect. They never have been. We all know that. I think there's a golden age of like when we used to have nostalgia because gaming used to be so great a long time ago. Period. We're over that. Um,
Yeah, I think
we're
gaming's
over that now. But yeah, like Anyways,
Yeah, I think gaming's become more of a monopoly now, which is just everything, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, I
Madden's
think,
gonna be fun though.
I
I
think
think
that,
Madden actually might surpass
I think,
what college football did in terms of improvements. Like
I
seriously, from
think,
the beta, I was way more impressed with Madden.
I think that, that aspect of trying to put it in offline game modes is crazy. That is bad. I'm glad they said something. That's nuts. But besides that, yeah, the game is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can really say. I've been like one of the most vocal people with like not liking the game, and it is a nostalgia thing, but a lot of mine comes from you had build stuff going in the right direction with game modes, and you just halted it to go to this microtransaction BS, and that's where my issue is. Like Road to Glory has taken not Road to Glory, offline game modes have taken a step back. That's my issue with them. They have not. It should never progressively, from when we were kids, have better game modes than they do now. There should be more to do in the game than there was before. That's how everything works, right? Like the new GTA's coming out. They've already shown you there's going to be more to do in this game, and they have progressively in each one of their games you can do more on the game, right? My issue with Madden and these like sports games, not just Madden, 2K does the same crap. You you can't be make your own like roster. It's not that they took away stuff to make money, and that's sports gaming in general. You, before it used to be fun. It's like, hey, we had this new fun game mode where you can all play together with your friends. I thought by now we would have like you could play with your created players in like a league where you play as your guy against other people with their guys, or like your friends could do that. That would be really cool. But me and Tom used to try that. It used to run like crap. Like I don't know what's going on. Like you never make that progression. It's just this like franchise. They're finally making progression in franchise, which I'm glad because that took forever. But I'm saying like, where is the
not that I'm not defending either. I think I'm telling the history of like so EA. Remember in like so it's Madden 13. Remember what ended up happening was they reset it to this connected franchise.
Yep.
So it set them back. Next gen console when we went to 360s and PS3s.
Oh god.
They decided to go all in on graphics.
Yep.
And
Frostbite
what happened
or whatever.
is like coding was a lot different.
Yep.
They had to do everything from the ground up, and they said we're just going to bet on the cinematic thing, and they just stripped everything away. Remember, it took to like Madden 11 or 12 where we're like, all right,
yeah,
this kind of it still missed so many things, right? But Madden 07 on the next gen, and I remember Madden 06, that game was hilarious. You used to be able to throw up like bombs and be like touchdown because the coverage was all broken. It never worked.
Oh yeah, they would play man in zone with you motion to guy. It was so funny. It was bad.
Dude, the player models, like, they looked cooler and crisper, but it was like the physics were bad. It was so aggravating, dude. And you're just like, we took a step back. That's why people like Madden 07 on like the old Xbox and PS2. I have it, and that game is gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, those were two massive inflection points. And I think the other one, too, was during COVID when, was it Madden 20 or 21, people were just fed up. They're like, dude, you've done nothing with franchise mode for years.
It was bad. It was really bad. Really bad.
And they finally,
But anyway, that's it. We'll be back either next week or the week after. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Likes as always are appreciated. And as always, Tom.
Roll Tide. Anchor down.
Peace. We're out. Bye.